This is MTG ASMR, back again with another Deck Tech video. Now before we get started, always remember that whenever I do a Deck Tech like this, I put all of the deck list in the description below, so feel free to check it out down there if you want to see value or just look at the cards again. If you like the video, give it a like. If you like all my videos, feel free to subscribe. Really helps out and I really appreciate it. Now, for this week's Deck Tech video, we'll be looking at our commander here to start, Alela, Cunning Conqueror. Now I remembered I loved seeing the art here, and I liked Alela back in Eldraine when she first came out, so seeing a new card with her was really cool. So, let's see what she does. Alela is a fairy warlock for 2 blue-black, and she reads, she is flying. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, create a 1/1 black fairy rogue creature token with flying. And whenever one or more fairies you control deal combat damage to a player, go target creature that player controls. And she is a 2/4. So, the main goal of this commander deck is to play our cards on our opponent's turn to make some fairies with her first ability, and then swing with them to control the board by making our opponent's biggest stuff fight each other instead of us, so that hopefully our opponents will kill each other while we kind of sit on the sidelines and control the game. Now, as usual, I split the deck into sections based on what purpose the cards serve in our deck. So I'm going to move her, let's leave her right here. There we go. So, we're going to start with some instant speed cards. Well, every single instant speed card that fits into these categories we're going to talk about right now, because those are all the different cards that are going to make us some extra tokens. So we're gonna look here. I've got some instant speed card advantage, instant speed removal spells, and I got, obviously, it's a blue deck. There's some counter magic in here too, and probably a little bit more than usual since it is more of a controlling list. So we're gonna start with our card advantage here. We run Consider, Opt, Vampiric Tutor, Anticipate, Limb Duel's Vault, Siphon Insight, Sauron's Ransom, Factor Fiction, and Dig Through Time. Right, these are all little bits of card advantage that we can get on our opponent's turns and make fairies at the same exact time. Now, as I said, we also run some removal spells here, because we need to also kill some stuff if it's going to be trying to hit us. So I've got a Tomb Blade, a Shieldred's Edict. I run a copy of Cyclonic Rift, Soul Shatter, and Sudden Spoiling, which is a really cool deck card in this deck that really can hose some lists if they're trying to pop off on us. So I'll put that up here too. And obviously, I run a decent amount of counter magic, probably more than most decks that I would normally build, but I thought it would be a pretty important thing to have in this list. So we run Wash Away, Spell Pierce, Narset's Reversal, Drown in the Lock, Arcane Denial, Counterspell, Force of Negation, Whirlwind Denial, Perplex, Commit to Memory, and Selimkar's Command. And that's really quite a decent amount of stuff there, so hopefully we can always have an answer to our opponent's most problematic plays. And, yeah. So, right, that's all of our instant speed cards. There's a decent amount of them there, so I'm hoping that we can make a decent number of fairies. Now, we also run a lot of slower card advantage, because it's good. It's good to have card advantage, and some of it synergizes really well with our commander and tokens, and so let's take a look at all of it. We run a Mystic Remora, a Skull Clamp, which with every creature our commander makes, we can turn it into card draw. Merchant Scroll, Knight's Whisper, Idol of Oblivion, Phyrexian Arena, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Phyrexian Arena, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent, Solve the Equation, Wavebreak Hippocamp, Pact of the Serpent. Spellseeker, Diabolic Tutor, Mastermind's Acquisition, Curiosity Crafter, Reconnaissance Mission, Coastal Piracy, Bident of Thassa, Leyline of Anticipation, and Into the Fey Court. Now all of those are hopefully going to help us draw into a lot of our removal spells and counter spells and whatever we need at the time. Now, obviously, I can't run Alela without throwing in a few fairies, right? Because I think that fairies are a really cool creature type. So I threw in some of them. Now we're starting with a Fae of Wishes. Now this is a very special card to me because this was my first ever pre-release. Was the original Eldraine, as you might have heard last week or the week before. I remember I was talking about it a while back, and so this was my pre-release card. So I felt like I had to throw it in, even though you can't have a sideboard in Commander. So you know the adventure part of this can't really be cast. It just holds a special place in my heart. We also run a Fairy Mastermind, a Talion's Messenger, a Halo Forger, a Rankle Master of Pranks, a Fairy Artisans, Sour of Temptation, Notorious Throng, Puppeteer Click, Nimrus Una's Trickster, Una Queen of the Fae, and then I threw in a Patriarch's Bidding so we could get a bunch of them from our graveyard to the battlefield. So I kind of figured that was still pretty, important to the deck. Now we're also running some non-lands here. We're going to round it out with some cards that didn't really fit into any of these specific categories that I was running a decent number of cards in. So cards like a little bit of ramp. We don't run a lot, but we do run a little. With Wayfarer's Bauble, Soul Ring, and an Arcane Signet. We also run a couple pieces of protection for our commander. Obviously, some Swiftfoot Boots and Lightning Greaves. And then just a little bit of slower kind of removal spells and other cards like Soulguide Lantern to deal with graveyard decks. Stolen by the Fae and Fairy Slumber Party, so we can make some fairies and remove some problematic cards from our opponents. Now, our land base here, we have a grand total of 13 islands, 13 swamps, the exact same amount of both, and some non-basic lands like Rivendell, Mystic Sanctuary, Pachuca Bog, Darkwater Catacombs, Drowned Catacomb, Sunken Hollow, Choked Estuary, Temple of Deceit, Watery Grave, and finally, Shipwreck Marsh. Now, I have not had a chance to play this deck yet, but I'm so excited to go to Commander Night this week, try it out, and I'll let you know how it goes. If you have any questions about it, feel free to put them in the comments. It's going to be a bit of a shorter video. I gotta get going pretty soon, so hope you enjoyed. As always, check the description below if you would like to see the deck list. I had a lot of fun putting it together, and kind of brings me back to my roots a little bit. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.